My first drink was a glass of wine at a Thanksgiving dinner. A sauterne. Why I should remember it? I've often come to think that in my life I have forgotten so many things. I ask myself, why do I remember what I do remember? So, not that I ever became a great wine drinker or connoisseur of wines. When I was drinking, it was going to be whiskey and gin for the most part. But I laugh at the fact that something clicked in my brain and said, "Hold on to that. Hold on to that. You might need that, because as I said, I've forgotten so many things over the course of my life. I often laugh at the things I somehow chose to remember." Well, I started drinking when I was in high school, mostly just on occasions when I'd go out, stuff like that. But I do have memories of high school of coming home, and I didn't know the phrase yet, but of literally passing out. One time my mother tried to wake me up shortly after I'd gone to sleep, and she was unable to wake me. Again, I didn't think anything of it then, but in hindsight I know now that was what we would call passing out. But I started drinking and it started progressing. By the time the intervention came, I had stopped drinking twice. Once because I was experiencing problems with nerves, and I went to a doctor who cautioned me about drinking and taking the medication he prescribed at the same time. So I had stopped for almost 2 years, but I was not a happy camper. Eventually I went back to drinking, and sometime later some friends of mine spoke to me. And again, I still remember Kenny, his name was dead now. We don't think you're an alcoholic, Tom, but I've learned since that to listen more carefully after the but. That's always where the truth is. So I stopped. I knew there was a problem then. And when I picked up again the second time after that, then I went on to the treadmill. Then I couldn't stop by myself. And it was after a few years of that the diocese stepped in, and they realized I had a problem. But when the intervention came, what I told people of the day I was leaving for rehab or getting ready, same day as the intervention, was that I was confused. But I knew I had a problem. That's what I said. They said, "We think you have a problem." I said, "You're right, I do." And I knew what the drill was, so no objection. I went to guest house and came here on a Friday the 13th of May. And I've considered Friday the 13th a lucky day ever since then. And every time it occurs, like it occurred this month, April 13th was a Friday this year. It's a mini anniversary.